Greetings, salutations. Well, it's come time to do my final thoughts on the Pixel XL 2016, the original version. Does it still hold up in 2019? It's a good question. Stay tuned. So, there's good and there's bad, as there is with any project. I think I'll just get the bad out of the way because it's a much shorter list than the good, which is a good thing. And of course, if you're here and you just want the simple facts, should I buy a Pixel XL or Pixel, the original version from 2016, 2019? Yes, you should. They're, for the price, you're still getting very good features. It still gets the updates, still gets security patches. There's no reason why you shouldn't. So if you're just here for the short answer, yes, buy one. Now, if you're interested in the reason why, we'll get into that. First, the bad. As I told you in the last video I made about this with the camera app, this phone, the microphone on it is not good for distance if you're doing video. Up close is okay, but you really, if you're going to do distance, you got to have open camera. It's a free app off Google, and that allows you to plug a microphone into the phone and then use a lapel microphone. Without it, the audio is just not very good. Up close, if you're doing something, like if you're holding the phone, the audio is fine. Photographs, fantastic. But if you're going to do that, that is a problem that is easily fixed just by getting open camera and getting a cheap lapel microphone. It's not a big deal, not a lot of expense or anything like that. I got two other things here that I want to make sure I got correct. The battery. Now, back when this phone came out, that was its biggest complaint, that the battery was not that good. It's a small battery. It's like, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I want to say it's like 27 or 28. But I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I'd have to look that up. As you know, I'm not going to get into specifics. I'm just going to tell you, the battery on this thing is terrible. I had it fully charged. And I get about 2.5 to 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I get down to about 5%. So you can't even go 3 hours. It was a problem back then. It's a little bit better now. Of course, the phone is 3 years old. Even though the version I got was in very excellent condition and was hardly ever used. It wasn't a real strong big battery. I mean, it's not even 3,000 milliamps. I think it's like, I really want to say it's either 26 or 27 milliamps, 2600. So it's really not that good. Now, there is a case you can buy for this, which goes over the back, that has a battery pack on it, which is like just shy of 3,000. So you double the battery base. And the good thing about that is this is not, you can't wirelessly charge this. You got to plug it in. The battery pack, if you buy it, I think it's Morphe. I'll do a review about it when it comes. It's actually a battery pack that you can plug in with a USB-C connector, but it also charges via the wireless charging. So once you get the battery on here, you can set the whole thing, and now you've got wireless charging, which the phone never came with. So you're kind of actually giving a better upgrade to the phone. You're getting the wireless charging plus a bigger second battery. Yeah, you get a little more thickness, but believe me, if you buy this phone, you want the extra juice because the battery's not that great. And the only other complaint I have about this thing is sometimes the touchscreen is not as good as, say, like a 2018, 2019 phone. Of course, you know, it was 3 years ago, so technology's kind of gotten a little bit better. It's not horrible. I'm not saying you gotta hit it like 1,000 times. Not like that. Once in a blue moon, you'll tap on like an app, and you'll hear the little noise it makes, but it won't open the app. So you gotta tap on it the second time to get to do that. You know, kind of a random thing, just once in a blue moon. And to be honest with you, those are only complaints, and they're all easily work around. Like one of them, the touch thing there is not even that often. The battery situation, you can work around that, but you need to be aware of that because that is something you have to keep in mind. If you travel or do anything with it, you need to have it where you can plug it in. Of course, now my clock's off, of course. Every time I make a video, does anybody else notice that? Wow. And of course, I just wound that yesterday. Should have made the video first. Oh well. Nobody said I was a professional. So on to the good. The phone itself works great. If you, I don't know if it'll show up on the camera, but I will check real quick here. Okay, if you look, I think you'll see it. You'll see it's got a security update. The security patch was on July 5th. So it's got a pretty recent security update, and it is running Pie, which is Android 9. Let me see if I can show that to you. I don't like the layout on this one as well as like some of the other ones, but it's all right. I gotta find it, but it is running Pie, and it runs all the apps that I've put on it. I've had no problem with it at all. Social media apps, video streaming apps, emails, text messaging, phone calls. It all works really quite well. If it wasn't for the lack of the battery and the fact that you got to have an open camera to get a better sound out of the microphone, I would say this would be just as good as any flagship phone you could buy today. The display, as you can see, very good, very clean. I don't mind the little bit of chin and the top bezel and stuff. You really don't know, especially if you got black like I do and you run dark backgrounds. You don't even really see that. And like I said, the camera works really well. It's just the audio side and the video could be better. And I believe the new Pixels are having issues with the camera shaking even when you hold the camera still. I saw a clip on that. So, you know, Google does a lot of software with their camera, so they're always tweaking stuff and changing stuff. So, you know, maybe that stuff could be updated and sound a little bit better with the audio, but I think the lapel microphone solves the problem really inexpensively. And Open Camera is a good app. A lot of people use that when the camera app that comes with your phone maybe isn't as good. But the camera app of this one's just fine. It's just the audio side of it, and that's just because it's a pretty crappy microphone in here probably. But on phone calls, it's fine. I have tried the Bluetooth. The Bluetooth on it works really well. This isn't going to affect too many people, but if you're someone like me and you have a ham radio or CB radios, or maybe you got a scanner, sometimes you get a little bit of RF coming off this. I don't think it has the best shielding of any cell phone that I've had. I think that's where it's kind of and that might have to do a little bit with the battery situation as well, because it drains so fast. You get a little bit of RF on it. I mean, you'd have to hold it right up to the radio to get it, but I did notice I had my ham radio out the other day and I had the phone fairly close, and when I did, I heard a little RF coming across it. I haven't heard that from a cell phone in a long time, so you know, if that's something you're to keep in mind if you're into ham radios, CB scanners, stuff, that you don't want to set this right next to the radio or on top or something like that, because you get a little bit of RF and stuff. So, but other than that, it's not a big deal. I do suggest you buy a case. I bought a TPU black one to go with it so it matches. Of course, the battery that's coming for this will cover the back and stuff, so that's pretty good, because it is, you know, like with any phone, you really got to protect the back of it. And this does have a little bit of a nice lip, so it kind of keeps it, so if you happen to put it screen down, you're not going to scratch up the screen. Like I said, the update, I got that update July 5th, and I've checked, it's still running Pi. I still think it might get the next upgrade to the Android one when it becomes available, but I'm not really sure. I haven't really seen any problems with slowdown. I think one time I had like, I was checking a lot of apps trying to see if I could slow it down. I think I had to open up, I was a good 15 apps, and then I noticed there's a little hesitation when you were scanning through the apps and stuff. But on an everyday use thing, this thing really does work well. And here's the thing, let's keep this in perspective. This was $95, and this is the 128 gig version. You can get the smaller version of it, it would cost you less. Of course, I found one that was being sold that was not like perfect, like mint. It was just shy of excellent. It was like an A- in the description, and it really was in perfect condition when I got it. I mean, it was amazing. There was no scratches, dents, or anything. There's a little scratch down here where you plug in for the power, and that was it. And it's worked perfectly since then. It's a little warm after about an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of using YouTube videos and stuff. You know, it gets a little warm from the back. But like I said, I think this one could have used a little better shielding and a little better build quality. It's not bad by any stretch of imagination. It still holds up better than most mid-range phones you can buy today. But the display on it's pretty good. It's not an always on. It's when it sees your face or light, see, it turns it back off. But when you lay it down and you look it back up again, it comes back on. So you get a display telling you what you got for the. It's really quite nice. It saves a little bit on the battery power as well too. All in all, for $95, and the guy that had this doesn't have any left, or I put a link down for you guys. But this is 128 gig, and it was in excellent condition, and I got it delivered for like $95. You can't beat that. If you bought a $100 brand new phone off Amazon or something like that, it wouldn't give you 128 gigs of storage. You wouldn't have such a great camera. You would still have the audio problem, I can guarantee that. And plus, the camera itself would probably be pretty bad. You'd probably get a bigger battery, and it probably have a better battery life, but that's at that price range, you get what you pay for. So if you're looking to get a new cell phone and you don't want to spend $1,000 on a new phone, think about buying the flagship phones that are a year, 2, even 3 years old. You get them for a great price, and usually they're just as good. See, it's like buying a car. You roll it off the lot, it loses 50% of its value. The same thing with smartphones. Any phone that's more than a year old is usually half of what it was when it first started. And I got this, like I said, for $95. This was way more money when it came out in 2016, and I've had no issues except for the battery. And I don't think you would either. So if you get a chance, pick it up. I would get the 128 gigs if you can find it, because why not get the extra for less than $100? Why not get 128 gigs? I'd never fill that on a phone, because I don't store stuff on my phone. In case I lose the phone or it breaks, I don't want to lose stuff. So any photographs I take or videos I make, I just download to my laptop. So, but it's nice to have it in case you're out and about and you're taking a lot of photographs and you don't have to worry about space. But make sure you get a case for it, because it does scratch the back up pretty easily. And get yourself that extra battery pack, which I will do a review in hopefully sometime next week for it. And for $100, this is the way to go. And of course, this is the XL, Pixel XL, so it's the larger version. And you really can't go wrong. Like I said, the display on this thing is very vivid, and the colors pop. There's no reason to spend $1,000 when you can pick up something like this. And a lot of those phones don't even come with a 128 gig version until you get above 1,000. So save yourself some money, pick one up. All right, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.